Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is the Furniture Flipping Family and my name is Allison. I am the mom of 3 beautiful girls and I call what I do creative flipping because I am working in between all of their activities. I'm trying to get my flipping done. I hope that I can encourage you to try something new even when you don't think that you have the time to do it. I just started flipping furniture and I hope that you will join me on this new adventure of mine. If you would, please consider subscribing to my channel and don't forget, click the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Alright guys, today we are going to be looking at the transformation of Sarah Beth's desk. Now, this desk is in really bad shape. First of all, it's from the 1950s. It was my mom's when she was growing up. And then it was mine when I was growing up. Now, when I got it out of the shed at my mom's house, everybody said, throw that away. It is in terrible shape. There's nothing you can do with it. But where they saw trash, I saw treasure. There was no way I could throw this desk away. Y'all, I have so many good memories with this desk. I used to play school at this desk. I did my homework at this desk. I kept everything there. It was just mine. I mean, I loved it. I loved it. And so I wanted at least one of my girls to enjoy this desk as much as I did. And Sarah Beth wanted it. So today, you're going to see what I call an amazing transformation of this desk. All right, let's get started with our creative flipping. Here is the desk. That's Sarah Beth. She is presently trying to clean it because that is the first thing that we need to do. And believe me, this desk was filthy. And as you can see, it's in really bad shape. Now you see right here where it's cracked because of some water damage. So I've had to get my husband to come and help me, and we've got to take that side apart, cut another piece of wood and put it in here. So it looks like we're also going to have to replace the whole back. And there was supposed to be wood right here too. And obviously it's fallen off because this is so old. Here is Trey, and he is taking that side off of the desk. You can tell how really bad it is. He's being as gentle as he can because it's so old, it's kind of fragile in ways, and he doesn't want to cause any more damage to it or split the wood. Alright, so here he is showing how he sanded even more than I had because he really didn't think that I did a very good job. As you can see, he ended up taking the whole desk apart. He just thought that it would be easier for me to paint it without the whole desk together, and that would give him time to finish the frame or the bottom part of the desk while I started painting the top. Now he is using the circular saw to cut the wood or the panels for the back of the desk and that side that we had to replace. Now he's using wood glue to glue the bottom part of the desk back together. He's also going to use clamps, and you can see a couple of the clamps right there to hold everything in place while the glue dries. Right now, Trey is putting on the second side of that frame. And you can see right here where he's using the clamp to hold it together so that the glue will have time to dry. Now he's putting on the back, nailing that in, so he glued it and nailed it. While the bottom sets and the glue dries, I start on the top. So the first thing you need to do after you've sanded is you need to get all of the dust and all of the particles off of your piece of furniture, including the drawers. Sometimes it's hard to get all of the dust and the particles, so I got out the vacuum cleaner to help. Now, they say that with chalk paint you can paint over any surface, but what I learned last time is that when you have some of the exposed wood, those tannins and resins will show through. So I went on ahead and used the shellac on this so I didn't have to do it later. You could use clear or you could use white, and I just got this shellac. I went and picked it up at Lowe's. Once the shellac dries, you'll want to get a 220 grit sandpaper, just a fine sandpaper, and lightly sand out the rough spots that the shellac caused. You'll notice that I'm running my hand over it to make sure that I've gotten all of those spots out. Then you want to wipe away all the dust again and make sure you get all of that off, because you don't want any of that on your paint. Today I'm using the Krylon Chalky Finish. This is a tintable paint, and so Sarah Beth got to pick out her color, and of course she chose pink. You'll notice that there is still some white on this part of the desk. Well, that is because you don't always have to sand all of that off or strip all of the paint off if you're going to paint over it. You can just make sure that you've got a smooth surface and you can go on ahead and paint over it. Sometimes you can just give a little scuff paint depending on what you're going to do. But a lot of this paint was chipping off, and so we wanted to make sure that we got all of the chipped paint off before I started painting. Now with chalk paint, it can sometimes be thick, so you might want to add some water to it. I usually do that when I put on the second coat. The first coat, I kind of like to just use the chalk paint the way that it is. Just make sure that you stir it up really good. Here you can see that finally the bottom has set, and it was time for me to start painting it. Now we did strip that all the way down. And then I noticed that there were some cracks on one side, so I went on ahead and used my wood putty. Once that was dry, I used my 220 grit sandpaper, sanded that down, and then continued painting. I did put 2 coats of paint on the desk, and on the second coat I did water down my chalk paint. Now it's time for the top coat. I'm using Krylon Chalky Finish Wax. I'm using a microfiber lint-free cloth. And what I do is I take the wax and I'm rubbing it in, massaging it in. And then once I've finished a section, then I take another lint-free cloth, I wipe it down and get off the excess wax. Now you need to make sure that you do the whole piece. This is the most important part because you want to make sure that you seal in your chalk paint so that it will last. Now it's time to put on the hardware. This is the last one. it's done. Here is the finished product. This is with the roll top down. Sarah Beth did pick out her own pulls for the drawers, and I believe she's already put a few things in those drawers. She was so excited. Now this is the desk with the roll top opened. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you learned a lot from today's video about how to use chalk paint, how to redo something that is really messed up and really old. Sarah Beth is so excited about her desk that we had to put it in her room already just as soon as it was finished, and then I had to take a tour. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Click the notifications so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. And I can't wait to see you next week for some more creative flipping.